Well, good morning, Jaginder Rana here. We are covering today covered perils of standard fire and special peril policy. Covered perils of standard fire and special peril policy. The risks are classified into various classes according to factors affecting fire risk. For that purpose, an insurance company has to see the construction of structure, occupancy, nature of flooring, height, floor and wall opening, exposure, lighting, heating and power connections, place of situation, protection available and the time and loss and nature of business. Let's say what is insurable and what is covered under the standard fire and special peril policy. So first of all, it is to be understood that block-wise separate sum insured for building, plant and machinery and accessories, stock, furniture, fixture and fittings, and other contracts are taken. Building, electrical installations, content, dwelling, shops, hotel, etc. Goods, finished, unfinished, raw material, goods in open, furniture, fixture and fittings, pipeline inside and outside the compound. All these things can be insured under a standard fire and special peril policy. So as of date, there are number of fire insurance policies available in the market. For example, for residential houses, Shri Bharat Gृह Raksha policy is there. You can say Bharat Gृह Raksha policy is there. And for commercial purposes, Bharat Sukshma Udyam Suraksha, Bharat Laghu Udyam Suraksha, standard fire and special peril policy is there. And out of these policies also, as per the requirement of the customer, floating policy, declaration policy, consequential loss policy, FLOP, that is standard fire and special peril policy, blanket policy or IR policy can be issued as per requirement. Now the perils insurable under fire policies are almost in all, except standard fire and special peril policy. 14 perils are there. What is standard fire and special peril policy? Only 12 perils are there. So, let's say what these 12 perils are. Fire, that is, in others, the fire policy also includes the own fermentation, natural heating, spontaneous combustion, but not in SFSP. Lighting, explosion, implosion, RSMD, STFI, impact by railroad, subsidence landslide, bursting and overflowing of water tanks, leakage from automatic sprinkler installation, missile testing operations, bushfire, other than SFSP. Bushfire also include the forest fire and jungle fire. And other policies also include the earthquake, terrorism and theft followed by any of the above perils. That means SFSP policy has 12 perils only, but all other fire policies have 14. Now this is the list of add-on covers which are provided as per tariff. Means these are applicable to the standard fire and special peril policy. Add-on cover means a peril which is not an inbuilt cover of the policy. This is available on the payment of additional premium. Number of add-ons could be there, and to take the add-on, it's a matter of choice of the insured. It's always voluntary, no compulsion is there. So we want to know these add-ons. Let us see by name. Deterioration of stock in cold storage premises, forest fire, impact damage, spontaneous combustion, omission to ensure additions, alteration or extensions, earthquake, spoilage, material damage cover, leakage and contamination cover, temporary removal of stock, terrorism, architect, surveyor and consulting engineer fee, in addition to the prescribed limit. Removal of debris, again that is in addition to the prescribed limit. Means removal of debris have the 1% limit of the claim amount, and architect, surveyor and consulting engineer fee has 3% limit of the claim amount. For additional purposes, these add-on can be taken. Loss of rent clause, additional expenses of rent for an alternate accommodation, and startup expenses. These are the add-on covers available as per fire tariff. That means these are common to all the general insurance companies of India. And that means these are applicable to standard fire and special peril policy only. Because as far as Bharat Sukshma Udyam Suraksha, Bharat Laghu Udyam Suraksha are concerned, most of the add-on covers are already included in the inbuilt coverage and in innovative coverages. These general applications for land-based properties, unless expressly prescribed, are there. STFI and RSMD perils can be opted out at inception, and the discounted premium is given for that purpose. Valued policy cannot be issued except for properties for which market value cannot be ascertained. So the perils means a specific risk or cause of loss covered by an insurance policy, such as fire, windstorm, flood or theft. A named peril policy covers the policyholder only for the risk named in the policy, in contrast to an all-risk policy, which covers all causes of loss except those specifically excluded. So in SFSP policy there are total 12 named perils. This policy is taken to insure a specified risk, which could be any or all of the following, like building, furniture and fittings, stocks, plant and machinery, and any other specified fixed assets. So there is said to be a fire within the meaning of fire insurance when there is actual ignition, on fermentation or natural heating or spontaneous combustion. The fire should be purely accidental or fortuitous in origin so far as the insured is concerned. The fire has burnt or damaged the property of the insured. That is fire for the purpose of Bharat Sukshma Udyam or Bharat Laghu Udyam. For SFSP, this on fermentation, natural heating or spontaneous combustion are not covered because they are in the list of add-on covers. Now lightning. Lightning is atmospheric electrostatic discharge accompanied by thunderstorm. It carries an electric current which induces high transient and produce high destruction of property. Then explosion and implosion. Explosion means sudden violent burst with loud report. How it is caused? Due to build-up of excessive pressure, then its design. Exclusions under explosion are to boilers other than domestic boilers, economizers or other vessels, machinery or apparatus in which system is generated, or their content resulting from their own explosion or implosion, and caused by centrifugal forces. These are a few images of the explosion and implosion. Question is, implosion means bursting inward or sudden collapse due to internal pressure. It occurs in equipments mainly working under vacuum. So this takes place when the external pressure exceeds the internal pressure. Explosion means this is the image of the explosion. This is implosion. Now see the aircraft damage. Aircraft damage has been merged into the impact damage in Sukshma Udyam or Laghu Udyam. But in SFSP policy, this is a separate peril still. So loss, destruction or damage caused by aircraft, other aerials or space device, and articles dropped therefrom excluding those caused by pressure waves is coming under aircraft damage. Then comes RSMD. Means right strike and malicious damage. Earlier this section was known as right strike, malicious and terrorism damage. But after the incidents of 9/11, terrorism has been deleted. Loss of or visible physical damage or destruction by external violent means directly caused to the property insured, and exclusions are as per tariff provisions. Then comes storm, cyclone, typhoon, tempest, hurricane, tornado, flood and inundation. In short, this is known as the STFI set of perils. All these are various types of violent natural disturbances that are accompanied by thunder or strong winds. Scientists have named these disturbances according to their severity and place where this happens. If you want to understand the speed of these things, let us see, for example, a storm is speed more than 50 kilometers per hour. Tempest means when the speed is 80 kilometers per hour and a spiral. Cyclone means speed more than 80 kilometers per hour and a spiral. Tornado is when pressure of air becomes lesser on high areas in sky and sucking take place. Entire things are lifted up in the sky and spirally moved and thrown away. Example is this thunderstorm. Then typhoon, same as hurricane, but happen at cost. Hurricane means speed is between 250 to 400 kilometers per hour and happens on land. This also includes the flood and inundation. Like India fire insurance tariff does not define the word flood and inundation. However, according to the other countries, insurance definition of flood is the covering of normally dry land by water that has escaped or been released from the normal confines of any lake or any river, creek or other natural water courses, whether or not altered or modified, or any reservoir, canal or dam. Impact damage is the next peril, which is in the SFSP policy. That means loss of or visible physical damage or destruction caused to the property insured due to the impact by any railroad, vehicle or animal by direct contact not belonging to or owned by the insured or any occupier of the premises or their employees while acting in the course of their employment. This peril in Bharat Sukshma Udyam and Bharat Laghu Udyam has been merged in the This peril includes the aircraft damage also in the Bharat Sukshma Udyam and Laghu Udyam policy, and the definition has been expanded. Then comes subsidence and landslide, including rock slide. Subsidence means subsidence is the downward movement of the site on which a building stands, but the movement is unconnected with the weight of the building. Essentially, the soil beneath the building's foundation is unstable. So it occurs in response to geologic or man-induced causes, for example, mining or by extraction of water or petroleum by means of well. The subsidence and landslide, including rock slide. You can see the photograph of subsidence. This is the downward movement of the land. Landslide and rock slide means a rapid downward movement under the influence of gravity of a mass of rock or earth on a slope. It may occur due to any reason from following, like natural or man-induced hazards, maybe heavy rain, earthquake, mining, deforestation, vibration from heavy machinery or traffic, blasting, loss or absence of vertical vegetative structure, soil nutrients. This is a scene of landslide, you can see. So, exclusions against subsidence and landslide are also there. The normal cracking, settlement or bedding down of new structure is not covered. The settlement or movement of made up ground, coastal or river erosion, defective design of workmanship or use of defective material. Then demolition, construction, structural alteration or repair of any property or ground, work or excavations are excluded from the subsidence, landslide and rockslide set of perils. Then comes the bursting and overflowing of water tanks or apparatus and pipes. This bursting means breaking apart of water tank, apparatus or pipe due to built up of internal pressure beyond capacity, for example freezing of water, in cold countries. Overflowing means escape of water from the tap of an overflowing container, maybe due to human error. Then there is a missile testing operations. So any loss or damage due to missile testing by government or otherwise will be covered under the policy. Leakage from automatic sprinkler installation. And most of the organizations as a fire protection measure, automatic sprinkler system is installed. So due to non-usage of the sprinkler system or otherwise it starts leaking and damage the property, then it will be covered under the fire insurance policy. In case repair or alteration to the building or premises is there, then it is excluded. So repairs, removal or extension of the sprinkler installation is excluded. Defects in construction known to the insured is also excluded. Then comes the bushfire. It means fire spread from the bushes, a small fire, but will not include the forest fire, because forest fire and jungle fire and SFSP policy are add-on covers. So as far as exclusions are concerned, exclusion means a provision within the insurance policy that eliminates coverage for certain acts, property, types of damage or locations. This could be general exclusion, specific and absolute, and specific and buyback. Then there are certain clauses. Clauses means a reinstatement clause. Under the reinstatement value policy, the payment to be made is the cost of reinstatement of the building on the cost of replacement of machinery to conditions equal to its conditions when it was new. And there is no depreciation for uses and for reinstatement cost is paid subject to the sum insured covered under the policy. And it is advantageous to insure property on reinstatement value basis, but care should be taken. So this is all about the standard fire and special peril policy. Thank you very much.